In the fast-paced, emotionally charged world of mixed martial arts, legacies are built on victories and shattered by mistakes. Greatness is never static. It rises and falls, challenged by time, injury, youth, and ego. Few fighters in MMA history embody the dizzying highs and crushing lows of the sport more dramatically than Conor McGregor. Once the face of the UFC, the Irishman now finds himself at the center of a different conversation, one involving regret, decline, and chaos. As the former double champ's life appears to spiral, both inside and outside the cage, his greatest rival, Khabib Nurmagomedov, has finally broken his silence. Khabib, the man who humbled McGregor in their legendary grudge match in 2018, has offered a cold, honest reaction to the downfall of the man who once dominated headlines. Simultaneously, in another corner of the MMA universe, Jon Jones, himself no stranger to controversy, is back in the spotlight for taking aim at his old rivals, Dominic Reyes and Ben Askren, in a flurry of online jabs that have reignited long-simmering tensions. If Jones is the chaotic king of the light heavyweight division, then his online persona is the court jester with a cruel streak. In this piece, we break down the unraveling of Conor McGregor's empire, Khabib's sharp reaction, Jon Jones' mockery of his fallen foes, and what it all says about the ever-changing narrative of modern MMA. It's impossible to overstate what Conor McGregor once meant to the UFC. A featherweight with laser-sharp precision, an unmatched ability to predict finishes, and a gift for promotion, McGregor electrified the sport. He knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds, became the first UFC fighter to hold belts in two divisions simultaneously, and boxed Floyd Mayweather for hundreds of millions of dollars. He was a walking headline, a marketing machine, a fighter whose wit and precision made him both loved and hated, but never ignored. From 2014 to 2016, McGregor was the UFC, eclipsing even Dana White at press conferences. But success, as it often does, invited excess. The signs of a downfall began subtly. A whiskey brand, lavish spending, extended absences from the cage, more attention on Instagram stories than training footage. But it was the 2018 brawl with Khabib Nurmagomedov at UFC 229 that marked a watershed moment. McGregor's infamous bus attack, his deeply personal trash talk about Khabib's religion and family, and the post-fight melee painted a picture of a man unraveling. The loss to Khabib was more than just a defeat. It was a humbling. The build-up had been so toxic, the anticipation so high, that the one-sided domination shattered McGregor's aura of invincibility. Since then, it's been a story of injuries, scandals, and unfinished comebacks. Sexual assault allegations, some settled, others dropped. Multiple arrests for assault, driving violations, and property damage. The 2021 leg break in his trilogy bout with Dustin Poirier. Delays in USADA testing, casting doubt on his return. A mysterious TUF coaching season with Michael Chandler that led nowhere. As of 2025, McGregor has not fought in nearly 4 years. His social media has become increasingly erratic, filled with tirades, luxury lifestyle videos, and cryptic messages about returning. Messages that never seem to materialize into action. And now, Khabib has had enough. For years, Khabib refused to engage with Conor McGregor post-retirement. The Dagestani legend, known for his stoicism and focus, preferred to leave their rivalry in the past. But a recent interview with a Russian sports outlet changed everything. "This is what happens when your life has no discipline," Khabib said in response to questions about McGregor. "Money does not make you strong. Fame does not make you smart. And talking does not win fights." Conor had everything. But his ego, his lifestyle, it destroyed him. It was a cold verdict. Clinical, unflinching, and honest. Khabib's worldview has always revolved around discipline, humility, and legacy. He walked away from the UFC undefeated and on top, honoring his father's wishes and keeping his life private, clean, and focused. "Fame is like fire," he continued. "If you control it, you can cook with it. If it controls you, it burns everything." Conor got burned. It's sad, because I think he could have been one of the greatest. Now he's just famous, not great. Khabib's comments hit hard because they come from a place of truth, not malice. He doesn't gloat. He doesn't celebrate McGregor's pain. He laments it, not as a rival, but as a cautionary tale. And in doing so, he positions himself, again, as the moral foil to McGregor's chaos. If Khabib is MMA's stoic monk, then Jon Jones is its unpredictable genius, the virtuoso who can't stop crashing the orchestra. Now holding the UFC heavyweight title, Jones has largely stayed out of the cage while recovering from injury. But his Twitter fingers have stayed busy. Dominic Reyes once pushed Jon Jones to the brink in a controversial 2020 decision that many thought should have gone Reyes' way. Since then, Reyes has lost 4 straight, 3 by devastating knockout. In a now-deleted tweet, Jones wrote, "Dominic who? Oh, that guy I lost to who hasn't won a fight since. You're still holding on to that one." It was vintage Jones, petty, cutting, and designed to pour salt in a very open wound. For reasons only Jones seems to fully understand. He also took aim at retired welterweight and UFC analyst Ben Askren. Ben Askren really built a career off being the funky guy who got flying kneed into retirement. Talk less, wrestle more, Benny. Askren responded with humor, tweeting a picture of Jones' mugshot from one of his many arrests, with the caption, "You win some, you lose some. And some people just get arrested." The exchange amused fans, but highlighted a deeper truth. Jones thrives on conflict. Whether it's with fighters, media, or his own demons, he fuels his narrative through opposition. In 2025, MMA is transitioning. New stars are rising. Ilya Topuria, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Tom Aspinall, Bo Nickel. But the shadows of McGregor, Khabib, and Jones still loom large. Each man represents a different path. Khabib, the disciplined, devout champion who left on his terms. McGregor, the gifted showman who burned too bright. Jones, the complicated genius still looking to outrun his own wreckage. Their interactions, direct or indirect, reveal the soul of the sport, a place where greatness is not just earned, but constantly threatened by personal choices. Part of McGregor's downfall is fueled by the same public that once lifted him. He was rewarded for bad behavior with more opportunities. Every time he crossed a line, be it a bus attack, an arrest, or vulgar insult, the media cycle fed it. Khabib, by contrast, was often seen as too serious, too reserved. And Jones, fans are both enthralled and exhausted by his never-ending roller coaster. We watch fighters fall because we want to see them rise again. But what happens when they don't? There's still time for a Conor McGregor comeback, a Chandler fight, a farewell bout in Dublin. But it won't mean anything if he's not training like a contender, not acting like a professional, and not recommitting to the sport that made him a star. If Khabib's words are a wake-up call, McGregor hasn't responded yet. As a coach, Khabib has helped shape Islam Makhachev, Usman Nurmagomedov, and many others. He doesn't crave headlines, but he still commands them. His brief comments about McGregor are likely the last he'll make, and that silence may speak louder than anything else. Jones remains undefeated in the eyes of the UFC. His resume is unmatched, but his personal setbacks are numerous. He may beat Stipe Miocic. He may retire as the GOAT. Or he may fall again. But one thing is certain, he'll do it loudly. The beauty and brutality of MMA lie not just in the fights, but in the fighters' stories. And no trio illustrates the sport's paradoxes like Khabib, Conor, and Jon. They were once kings. One walked away. One keeps fighting. One is falling. Khabib's reaction to McGregor's downfall is more than a soundbite. It's a mirror. For fighters, for fans, and for anyone seduced by success. And while Jon Jones continues to throw verbal elbows from the sidelines, his legacy too remains unwritten. One more fight, one more win, or one more mistake could tip the scales. In the end, all of them remind us that in the UFC, glory is fleeting, but character endures.